All right, guys. I'm just gonna talk about something, I guess, personal with me. Um, I know a lot of people have been discussing about the whole umbrella lobster situation. Um, Let me just say this: I can understand what he's going through, and I've been in a situation with my channel that I was heading down that same route where I was in his shoes at one point, and I could fully understand being the back burner of just having other people hate you, or or just people just not liking where your channel is going. So I can fully resonate on what Umbrella is going through. Um, I'm not gonna be like everyone else that's gonna just point out all the flaws because, hey, listen, we all done it. We've done it. We did it. We've had drama in our channels. We have different other fights that came when we wanted to do a chill stream, and it turned out to be a free for all battle, and we all had it. So rubbing my eyes. What's going on, Lorraine? Oh, I'm just explaining. I don't want to harp on the umbrella bandwagon that people are doing, because I know a lot of people are talking about it, because they want to point out what he's doing. And for me, it's like we all have done it. We've all took part in drama. We've all took part in this whole fiasco of our channel. Once was about this, now it's about getting fights and just having an entertainment show. Your promise, me, Mr. Golsey, is going well on this Saturday morning. But for me, it's like I understand what Umbrella has been going through. Now, I don't know exactly the details of what's been going on with him on a private matter, or for other people's perspective, because yeah, like having Kylie on, I don't allow minors on my stream when I'm having adult conversations. And let me just say this first and foremost, and I know this may trigger people in the wrong way. There's nothing wrong with having a minor, just as long as the conversation does not meet adult topics. So if you're gonna have like, for instance, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. You guys remember David 3000? Well, at the time, he was a minor when I met David, and David used to do game shows. So back then I used to partake in his game shows, and we used to have a good time. It was a very good time for us to just get away from whatever bullshit we're going on, and we're just having a good time with friends, just doing these game shows, these online game shows. And I thought that was kind of fun. So I'm just gonna say this: there's nothing wrong with having a minor. I wish I was there at the time, so I can explain for the other people, because I think they were kind of really getting at Umbrella. And I'm just gonna say this to you, Umbrella, because I didn't give you any. I didn't even speak to you about it. When I come home and I'm tired, do not ask me to. If I tell you that, listen, I'm tired. I can't speak right now. Please don't persistently harass me about coming into a StreamYard. That's like the only thing I had a problem with Umbrella. As far as that, I really didn't have any other problem. He was always nice to me. He always, recommended me to other people. He always used to forward and link even my StreamYards to other people, to have his own friends come into my streams, and I really do appreciate that. I think that within itself is something I'm not going to take for granted, because that is he can be what people are saying about Umbrella at that moment. He has good traits. He has good qualities. So I'm not going to knock him for that. The only thing I'm just going to knock him for is just when I'm in a Discord, when I log on Discord just to see what's And when I go there and then I get messages from Umbrella saying, hey, you want to come to the StreamYard? You want to talk? And then sometimes I just don't want to talk because I'm really tired, and I just mentally, I just want to just look through the chat. And then after that, compose myself, and then, probably get something to eat, and that, I really just want to see what's happening on the chat. And, that's the only issue I had. It was just kind of annoying. But aside from that, Umbrella has been completely nice to me. I've had, besides that issue, I had no other problems. But I wish I was there to, give him some advice from someone who was in his shoes at one point, because I was in deep hot water, just like how he was. But how I saved myself from that is that I learned about how to manage my channel better. And I learned how to incorporate people to my streams in a way that's less toxic and more inclusive. And I think that is something that a lot of people are trying to do, but they can't, effectively do it because it's a learning process. And even me, I can't, I sometimes I have a hard time moderating my streams. And it's just, it becomes a problem, especially when you have a lot of conflict. You have a lot of people on your channel, and they want to settle things out, or they may disagree, and it turns into a shit show, and everyone start cursing each other out. So I listen. I understand that. I understand that aspect because I've been in that situation before. Now, I don't know, again, I don't know what's going on with Umbrella as far as whatever other issues people may have with him. But for me particularly, he was always a generous person and a kind person to me. And so I'm not going to ragdoll him and berate him as if he's done such horrible things to me, because he hasn't. He hasn't done anything horrible. He has been completely supportive. He has given recommendations for my content, and I really do appreciate it. So I can understand what he's going through, because I've been there before, and I know how it feels to be on the back burner end of drama, or a drama clout kind of channel. I know how that feels. So the only advice I can give you is, Umbrella, because I know everyone is just turning on against you, is, just rebrand your channel and try to do something that deviates from free for all or let's talk, like what I'm doing. I know I'm contradicting myself here, but try to deviate. How old is this new guy? I don't know how old is Umbrella. I think he's about 19, 20. I don't know how old is he. He's like, early 20s, 19. That's as far as I estimated. But the only thing I can tell you is that I've been in your shoes before, man. So I know how it feels. I know exactly how it feels. The only thing I can tell you is that just rebrand your channel. Do some content that is making your channel get out of the negative limelight. And try to rebuild your brand as well, and make your rules more strict. Don't tolerate certain things that could be problematic. Like slurs is one of the things that I really don't like to hear, is slurs of any kind. And if your channel has that, then be well aware people are not going to like your channel for that. Because there's a lot of people who don't like slurs. There's people who do like slurs and they love to use them, which we all know people who, we all know the kinds of people who like to use them. But most people, or majority of people, they don't like to hear it because it affects them on a personal level, and they don't like to hear it because it's disrespectful. And it's just inconsiderate of other people, of other, sorts of backgrounds and other sorts of orientations out there, or racial backgrounds as well. And speaking of orientation, what's up, Chayton? What's going on? Sorry for this early morning stream. I know it's like really, really late on you guys, and it's 4:53 a.m. on my end, but I got enough sleep. And I checked back because when I got home, I was tired like a motherfucker. I was so fucking tired. And I woke up recently. I got up and I checked on the chat, and I checked what's popping online. And when I saw what was happening online, I was like, damn, I missed so much. I was like, shit. I missed so much, and it was all about umbrellas. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, you guys should just, like, it doesn't really call for guys to just be, just say, hey, we're gonna badmouth umbrella. It's like the guy doesn't have any power to, it's like, no, guys, we understand that he has been annoying to you, but I'm just saying, like, he's not like that much of a big threat that you guys have to do that. I just think he's very young, he's very inexperienced, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He just started his channel. He's just trying to figure out, like, try not to be that harsh on him. Like, if you guys really want to speak and really wanted to help him, talk to him privately, I don't have an issue. I have no, listen, the only issues I have is when I get on Discord after work, I come home and I'm tired, and he wants me to come on a stream or to talk, a private hangout. And I'm like, I don't feel like talking because I'm kind of, I'm tired. I don't really feel like talking. And, when I tell him, he'll be persistent enough to try to keep telling me, but I need your opinion. I said, well, if you need my opinion, just, message me on Discord and I'll be able to reply to you. And that's like the only thing, the only issues I have with Umbrella. But as far as that is concerned, he has been very supportive to me, extremely supportive. I really don't have an issue with him. I just think that people just find him annoying, and I think that annoyance has turned into ridicule or I guess, like what Mr. Gozi says, gatekeeping. And it's like, we all did a lot of fair share drama. Like, no one is perfect around it. Yeah, he's always been supportive. He's always been showing your links or my links or anyone's links that he likes. So I'm not going to really badmouth, him for it. I can't, because I'm just going to be flat out honest. The only thing I can say is the Discord thing. And if it wasn't for that, I would have never made any sort of negative response. That's like the one negative thing I can say. I mean, I really don't have anything else to say. As far as Kylie, I don't hate him either. I easily get exhausted from treatment. See, it's a lot. We all go through a lot, and I think that at that point, it just doesn't really call for, to ridicule this 19, 20-year-old, individual who wants to have hangouts and wants to have an online community. It's, for me, it's like he's a new upcoming channel, and I've been there before, where I was new at one point, and I was a person who had the same shit, will always have the Coliseum, to just talk shit and have people go at it, for whatever Jerry Springer, Maury Povich kind of content I was doing. And that's, at the time, that's what I was doing. And so I can understand how that feels to be on the back end burner of it. And I just hope that he can adhere to this stream itself and understand that, listen, I personally am not going to ragdoll you like everyone else is going to. I think that you're just very young. You're extremely naive, and you don't know how the field of doing online streams is, and what could possibly go wrong if people just get tired of it. So sometimes you just have to change up your formula. If you do a chill stream, just avoid doing things that could be problematic, like gaslighting, or using racial slurs, homophobic slurs, like some people we know. And just avoid using that, because it just doesn't make yourself look good. Like, I don't use any slurs. If I do, I say out of context. Only one time I said the word faggot out of context, and this was to I think it was the Land of Cosmo Paradise. He understands, because I'm a fellow LGB, and he's gay. I'm pan and he's gay, so he understands that when I say that word to him, it's because of his behavior, and that was the only time. So it's like, for me, that's like the only time, and I don't like to say that word, because it's like calling myself a nigger. I don't like to say that, because it's completely disrespectful, and it's self-deprecating to me, and it just doesn't help anyone in the slightest. It actually makes you look more like an idiot. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's what bigotry and language can do to you. It doesn't help you. It actually makes you look more like a twat. But yeah, man, I listen, I don't have any hatred or any sort of malice towards you at all. You just got to change up your formula a bit. That's all you got to do. Hell, I get confused half the time with YouTube and Twitch sometimes. Yeah, well, Twitch is really a gaming website. It's a gaming platform strictly for gaming, but like, some people want to use it for other things. So, hey, more power to them. If you violate the guidelines, can't say I didn't warn you, because Twitch is a gaming website. It's not like YouTube. I've been out of the loop for the most part, due to me having a long week. Yeah, I feel you, man. I had the same thing. I was just recently I'm catching up to this whole thing, and I'm just like, damn it, I wish I was there sooner, so I could have actually give proper advice and consideration for the person at hand. Like, seriously, I had an Eric the day Eric was on Carlos's stream. That shit was hilarious. I was like, oh my fucking god. That was one crazy stream. I don't know what could be brought out and said, but I think Eric, at the time of that stream with BioX in the Swag X1 stream, I think Eric was internalizing all of the beef and drama that he had for Dark Horse, and he was just, now that he got a chance to communicate with him, he was just letting it all out of his stomach. That's what he was doing. He was literally just spewing out everything that Dark Horse was involved in that had pissed him off. And so that was one crazy ass stream. That's what I saw. Oh my god. Yes, oh my god, it's early in the morning. I didn't even know there were new people. That's how far from the sphere. Yeah, there are new people coming in. Brand new people. But not only he's a new person, Umbrella, he's also a young person. So he's not too far off from Kylie's age. He's like 2 or 3 years older. So for me, it's not having Kylie on the stream that's the problem. I'm not going to make a big deal about that, because it's not like he's talking about fucking sex with Kylie. Like, he's not doing that. Like, he's not fucking, like, Kylie is a minor, but at the same light, as long as the topics are not involving adult rated themes, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, David 3000 at the time was 17 or 16 when he was doing game show panels, and he was the host of that, and I was part of that. I'm a grown ass man, so it's nothing wrong with that. It's just as long as the topics has nothing to do with adult rated topics or adult themes, then you're all Gucci. Mikuchi. TDC, what's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. You can't trust Kylie. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, for me, listen. I keep her far away from whatever issues because I honestly I know where the situation is going, and honestly, I can't like be around people who are indecisive like that. I can't do that, but that's just me. But as far as Umbrella, if he wants to have Kylie, more power to him. That's on him. But I don't think he should be scrutinized for having Kylie, for the reasons that people are saying that because she's a minor. I don't think that should be a liable case because listen, everyone here has did a live stream where a minor had appeared in, and it's not like you're intentionally talking about like adult rated topics or trying to get them. That's different. That's what Time Adder did, but that's not what Umbrella did. So I think with Kylie, she has her own issues, and I really think for her, in her case, she really needs to stick with people her age bracket, instead of like going to like people who are like 2 or 3 times older than her to conversate about grown people shit. Like, no, stay in your your little box, stay with the people who are around your age bracket, because a lot of the stuff that we're saying you really can't relate, and it's very uncomfortable to talk with someone about adult rated things and make adult jokes when you yourself is a minor. I've been surprisingly busy with music. There are people saying I was an oh, well, congratulations, Golsey. You're really inspiring people. That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for you. Umbrella called Kylie her sister. Yeah, because they have that close relationship. They've been bonding off screen. But I told a friend of mine that she's just using Umbrella, and I said it already. But again, some people have to learn the hard way. That's just my personal opinion, because Kylie is very good at trying to convince you of the victimhood complex. And it's because this is not the first time Kylie has influenced someone to call. Probably Kylie told him to call her sister, because Arthur did it. Who else? There was other people who started to do it. And I think that's just something that she's good at. She's good at getting other people who don't know her situation and getting them to feel bad for her, and she bonds with them like that. It's a really good tactic of manipulation, and that's what Kylie is doing. And Umbrella doesn't know that, because Umbrella is new. Umbrella don't know the tactics that Kylie does. He's not aware of it. Yeah, that's what I said. Time Hatter. Kevin. So it's something that you just have to understand. Like, this is really just a learning curve that you just have to grow from. You just have to grow to become a better streamer, a better content creator. And that's just it. TDC, I'm not going to explain the story of Kylie, because this stream is not about Kylie. It's about, just me relating to the situation of what's happening with Umbrella, because I've been in that situation myself, where I was in the back burner of drama clout. I was in the back burner of that. So I could understand how he feels, I could relate to it. And I just wanted to give my advice, because I'm not going to just be ragdolling him like, you've been doing this and you've been doing that, when I myself have been doing the same exact shit. It just doesn't call for, guys, Holy shit, I just checked out my channel and I got 200 subs. Fuck, I am genuinely surprised. That is fucking amazing, Mr. Golsey. It is fucking amazing. keep it up. You're gonna get to 500 pretty soon if you keep your content on that route. You're a talented man. You can definitely gain that much of support. I'm proud of you. Yeah, I explained this. On Discord. I was just tired of asking me to join voice calls. I just don't, when I'm going on Discord, not all the time I want to, be in a conversation because I'm a little bit, groggy. I'm a little bit tired. So I don't, I'm mentally, I just don't want to deal with any more stress. Twisted down. Yeah, that's what that person does. Yeah, you promised me. He never listens to people. Well, again, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve that he really needs to take adherence to, And if he's not going to do that, then, he's going to just have to keep making mistakes. But this is just simply my take on it. I've been in his shoes before, and I understand exactly how he feels. When you're in this situation, the best thing to do is just rebrand your content and do something constructive for your channel to build and rebrand what you have already started. And that's my advice to Umbrella. Rebrand yourself. Try to do something different. Try to do something new. Something new, something different. Something good for the summertime, I'm gonna quote Sawiti and what she said in her freaking interview. I always have that in my head. Something new, something different, something for the summertime. So yeah, that's what you have to go. That's what you have to do. You have to do something new, something different, and have more moderation on your channel. And don't try to instigate shit. That's another thing I've noticed, and I've took part in it, so I'm guilty of it. I can't say that I'm not. I'm fully guilty of it, and I had to learn through trial and error. I have my damage that is still on my channel. You can always go back to it and see the bad part of me, but I learned to grow from it. There's always room to grow. And I think that he just needs to recognize that and understand that, hey, this does not benefit me. Nobody likes me for it. And I just have to do something else to repurpose what I do online. And I think that's what he needs to do. I think that's like the liable choice and decisions that he needs to get done, I'm going to put the StreamYard link up if people want to join in. I'm not going to have the stream long. I pretty much said my piece on that situation. But, yeah, so let me do this. Pin the StreamYard link. And there we have it. Kevin Laggy, what's going on?
Bitch, was not much you.
Yeah, I'm the head bitch in charge. You catch that on Flick. But yeah, I just wanted to. I was tired as fuck. I could have done this earlier. I just didn't feel like it. I was just so fucking tired. I was just like, listen, I can't do this shit. So let me just wait until I get up. Let me a little bit more rested, and then just state my piece here. And just hopefully, instead of giving like a negative outlook, give a positive outlook towards the situation, And what's going on?
No, you gotta fucking just yell and be drama and all that. Otherwise, they won't listen. I'm kidding.
Yeah, fuck you, Umbrella. You don't know how to do your streams. You let drama on your shit like
you,
that,
shit, motherfucker. You cocksucker, look ass motherfucker. Wait, sorry, I have to do it right. You Esau looking ass motherfucker.
You Esau ass looking motherfucker. I'ma kill you when I see you. I'll kill you. Like he said to Eric. I'll kill you. I'll hunt you down and kill you and murder your ass.
In Bio X, I'm gonna come down to Florida. I'm gonna talk to the law, and then we'll beat your ass.
I'm gonna beat your ass because I know how to fight. And I'm like, these motherfuckers, I'll fuck you up in real life if I see you. Like, seriously.
I listened to that video because I needed a good laugh before I went to work the other day. And he's like, I'm going to go down to Florida. I'm going to talk to the law. Then I'm going to beat your ass. I'm like, you literally go to the law and tell them like you're going to beat his ass.
Well, first of all, they're going to look at him and laugh. Second, if there's any crime, they're going to probably inspect him. The moment you tell the police you're going to beat someone's ass, they're going to recommend you not to. And if you don't know about it, if you don't adhere to what the police is saying, they're going to stalk you. And they have every right to, because you're looking for people to arrest. And you're a black man going to Florida? Florida? The state where Ron DeSantis is running? I don't think so. That is a red state. It is very racist now. It is very conservative. And literally, you, as a black man, you should not be partaking in any sort of affairs with the police when it comes to violence. Okay? Let's just be clear on that one. And Double Z, what's going on, man? I never knew people could be rowdy at 5 in the morning. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I got enough rest, so I'm like woke as fuck. I'm woke in other ways, but I'm also woke like right now. And I can make these kind of, you know.
No, like the only reason why I'm still up because I almost went to sleep, but I was talking to my girl for a couple hours. That was like the only reason why because I probably would have been asleep already. I don't have to get up early, but I was like, fuck. That's all you're live. I'm like, if you put the link, I'll probably come in before I go to bed.
Well, I did. But I wanted to hear you guys' opinion on the situation. I know you guys have already talked. I've stated my piece. I'm just saying I could relate to the guy. You know, we all been there. Like none of us here are, you know, except for Mr. Gozy. Mr. Gozy is the only exception. But we all been there. Like we all been in that situation before.
How many times have you actually said that? Oh, I'm not making drama streams anymore. How many times you said that?
I don't even know who the hell this umbrella is because that's how far away from this group I've been.
Well, Mr. Gozy, you out of the loop. You're really out of the loop for this one.
I haven't been around the Discord or the streams in about close to 5-7 months.
Wow. Almost.
Yeah, and like with me, with my server, it's been pretty drama free. I've been keeping it that way for a while. It's like, you know. Yeah, that's why people like Eric and Arthur would not be welcomed into my server because of that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, you bring that shit in there, you're not gonna get in that space for people who just want to have inclusivity and just have a conversation where they could just, you know, talk about shit, you know, joke around. Can't handle a joke? Well, get the fuck out of here.
Now, as far as like Umbrella, I talked to him. Like I think the night of because I didn't know anything about it besides like what Awesome Skeleton posted. That was it. Because besides that, it was like fucking. Sorry, I'm messing with my girl, but I like besides all that, it's like, huh?
I was saying, okay, all right, okay.
No, I was just seeing, like, I'm going to be seeing her again soon. She's going to be stopping by my work on Thursday. So now we see
for
her.
Sloppy Seconds? I'm just joking.
Oh, no. She's going to go see a movie. So.
What?
But, regarding...
I didn't see... Is Scream is out, right? Or no, it's not out?
Yeah, sorry. I already saw it.
Oh, don't spoil it, because I want to see it. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, Dominic Toretto is Ghostface.
What? What did you say?
I do that with everything now. I'm like, hey, you see the post-credit scene? Dominic Toretto popped up in Black Adam. It's going to be Black Adam versus Family in the next sequel.
If it is what you say it is, I'm going to be very pissed off.
No. I'd be like, oh, it's not Kang, it's Dominic Toretto. It's going to be called the Avengers, the Family Dynasty.
Oh, God.
I do that every time. Like, I literally, someone's only going to go see, like, Ant-Man the Wasp Squad. I'm like, hey, stick around for the post-credits scene. It's a bunch of Dominic Torettos. It's going to be called the Family Dynasty.
They don't know whether to get mad or to just think about it. Like, are you fucking with me?
Hopefully going to cinema next week to watch the new Shazam movie.
Oh yeah, the third Shazam movie, right? It's the third one, right?
Well, it is the second, but in the universe, because we have Black Adam, I'm just not like I said this. I'm not interested in this movie. I'm not really interested in The Flash, even though I love not just because Ezra Miller is a fucking nut, but also because in Aquaman, because these movies are not going to matter because we got the reset coming. Our Lord and Savior, James Gunn, is going to save us from the BS that has been like the discombobulation of the DCEU. And I love the Snyderverse, but so I'm not a hater on that. But James Gunn is like my hero, so therefore,
they need to reset DC. DC has been doing very, very kind of lackluster lately, so they really need to reset DC.
Yeah, James Gunn reset. He made the Suicide Squad great, and then Peacemaker, one of the best shows of last year. So I'm pro James Gunn in regards to what they're doing right now. And David Zaslav on Warner Discovery. I know David Zaslav's not the most liked guy in the world, but I've respected some of the businesses he makes. But I will also criticize some of the stuff he makes because I like to be fair. But I appreciate what the new regime has been doing on Warner Brothers because he's the one that got James Gunn in as the new guy. Just think of what all happened. James Gunn got fired from Marvel for comments he made 10 years ago, which again, while I don't agree with what he said, I just hate the cancel culture bullshit where, oh, you said something 10 years ago that wasn't offensive then.
Yeah, that's something. That's another thing. And I don't mean to divulge the topic, but I was watching, and I know this is going to be out of nowhere, but I was watching Spyro's stream about the fact of accountability, right? So remember when we got on Hero for saying the homophobic and transphobic slurs, and he was like, "You always witch hunting. You're the witch hunting crew." The thing of it is, that was very recent. That was not even a month ago. And at the time you said it, we said it a day later. And we had to call you out on that bullshit because that was fucked up. But if you're going to witch hunt someone for something that they said 10 years ago, no, you're just looking for strains. At that point, you're just looking for clout. 10 years ago? I mean, come on. I said dumb shit. If people would have heard my mouth back 10 years ago, I'll be canceled. My channel will be shut down immediately because I was not easy to deal with 10 years ago. I was really, I had a fire mouth. I didn't give a fuck about what I said. 10 years ago, I was.
That was a couple of years ago, so I can relate. It's just the idea of, like they fired him, and I was happy that the people that were apart, because Dave Bautista, I don't care what anybody said. I think
Cubase, what's going on? Welcome to this morning stream.
But like Dave Bautista owes his career where he has gone now. Bautista has. If it was for James Gunn, like he's been great at using these former wrestlers and taking the weaknesses, hiding them, and amplifying their pros. He's done that with Batista, he did that with John Cena, but just think about this. That whole, like, in a way, that was a blessing in disguise, and I'll explain why. Because James Gunn got fired from Disney, he got fired for the bullshit thing from 10 years ago. Then he went to go do the Suicide Squad, and due to the backlash from the cast and all from guards, he was able to go back to Marvel. But he basically told him, let me do the Suicide Squad. And then through that and impressing everybody, he's got a cushy gig now with DC. And he's basically kind of like the Kevin Feige of the DCU. And he's going to be heading the whole relaunch. And so in a way, while the whole firing was stupid in hindsight, it fucked Marvel over. And it helped James Gunn in the long run because now he's got a cushy new gig. So, but again, if it was other people, then they would have been canceled right on the spot. But like James Gunn having that great fan base and that great support system with the cast of the Guardians and the people backing him. Huh?
There was more screenshots, so I took quite a few.
Oh, that one screenshot. Okay, we'll get to that. I just want Chayton to make his point.
Yeah, but yeah, so there are times, like, it's rare, but there are times where the cancel culture bullshit does backfire and does like the person gets to rebound. Hell, I'm an example of that, but it's just like
right.
Brendan Fraser as well.
And that was one of the dark moments for both of us. We both had it, that moment. But
yeah. So, but
there's a redemption arc for everyone. So Umbrella, don't worry.
Yeah, I'll say this: there are people who have been redeemed that have said or done far worse. I'll say it like that.
Yeah.
As long as you ain't a I'll say, let me see. As long as you ain't like like this, you haven't threatened to go kill anybody yet, so you're on.
I'll kill you when I see you. I never. Why were you threatening like Eric? Like Eric of all places.
This is why I always, I guess, for a while I critique people who take Arthur seriously, because I'm sitting there listening to that stream. I know he's not talking about me, but even if he was threatening to kill me, I would be laughing my ass off because of the fact that I'm like, I don't take him seriously. I find him comical. I still remember listening. I did listen to parts because Joker told me about it. I was listening to parts of when he was doing.
Screenshot.
In the man in the mirror. All right, like seriously.
I'm surprised my mirror didn't broke because I'm.
I still hope he fucking sings "I Touch Myself" by the Divine or Dividend. When I think about you, I touch myself. Like, seriously, bio.
Not to sound like a rude person, but can we go back to the original topic before we get into
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just letting Chayton, because that's part of how my streams is. If people making a point, I just let them. But I'm glad you did that, Gozy, because that's good moderation. But
final regards to Umbrella, like I said, I talked to him privately after because I was just wondering what the fuck was going on, because I was kind of unaware of what was going on, and he called me, he was crying, all that good stuff. I was just telling him to lay low, just try to, you just gotta be like, you'll learn, you gotta get. I think the thing for what I gathered, he just needs to have better control of his streams and be better at hosting said stream.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if no one can say that better than anyone else here, especially people who do live streams like this, like, we can give that advice because we've been there. We've been in this situation where we had to grow as content creators and learn how to properly moderate our streams. And I think
had one time.
I've been in this situation. I can fully relate. I can empathize with what he's going through because I was in that situation where people saw me as, what kind of drama streams, ZTV. The difference with me, though, and I would say, is that people were actually looking forward to see the drama, but it wasn't helping me as far as my reputation and what I do as far as a content creator. So I guess that's kind of like the only inverse effect between me and Umbrella. But as far as that's concerned, I mean, I can empathize with him, man.
Yeah, that's like, I remember one time back in the Outcast days. I remember one time when I think I went to go for a smoke before I started taking my phone or my computer with me when I went to go smoke, or I spoke in here. I remember I left and I see Junko, and Junko be cool. I'm not Junko. If you see this, I'm not bad mouthing him. But like, he was losing his shit. This is back when he was like kind of psycho Junko. And so I came back in there and I cursed him the fuck out, booed him, and blocked him. So, because
anonymous profile.
But like even nowadays I've been focusing just on doing gameplay like clips. Like I'm playing
your Dead Space videos. Do you have it on 4K settings on the PS5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, stick with that. Don't go below that.
I got that. I was doing that, and then of course I'll be doing some Resident Evil gameplay clips. I already did the chainsaw demo, of course, the other last week, but I know 6 days away from Dead Space remake.
Can't wait for it. I'm gonna get it on Steam, play it on there.
Yeah, I already got I paid off everything. Just waiting. Now just wait. Pre-install I think on Monday, and then just wait. Because other than that, there's not really. I know Star Wars Jedi Survivor and Dead Island 2
definitely gonna get that game as well.
What Jedi Survivor? Yeah. But anyway, like with Umbrella, just like I said, I was actually interested. He was thinking about doing like Resident Evil style channel where we were just going to talk about Resident Evil. That would be cool. That would be something that But also, you gotta keep control of who, because you won't let.
Yeah, I mean, it's like again, like what we do. My streams itself. Your streams. We all had to learn. Even Kevin's streams. We all had to learn how to properly moderate it, because sometimes we can do chill streams and then it turns into a bashathon. But then it gets very ugly with ugly people, and unfortunately, it just becomes continuous. So it's just that we just have to learn how to grow as an individual, and it just we've been there. We know how it feels. We've been through that situation, so we can definitely try to with lack of better terms, excuse my language, but help a nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not a nigga, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Kevin?
I know it's just saying I'm done with Umbrella. It's really annoying a lot of the times.
Okay, so Kevin, state your piece on this.
Well, with Umbrella, he does message me quite a lot when I told him not to. He still doesn't listen. I've warned him a bunch of times.
Hey, Firelord.
Firelord can vouch for this.
Yeah, the only thing I have with Umbrella is just the messaging. I told him, listen, when I come back from work, I don't want to have any voice conversations. I'm really tired, and I'd rather just, if you have anything to say, just message me via Discord, and I'll give you my answers. And if you need any advice, I'll just do it like that. But he's, insistent to have me on a voice call, and that's like the only thing, the only negative thing.
But he doesn't do it often, as I would say. So, and plus, like I said, usually the only person I will talk to after work, just depends, is either my girl or Dragon, for example. But that's there's times I don't even want to talk to Dragon, because I'm just like, not because I don't want to, just because I'm like,
yeah, you just, you know what I mean? But you can't say that sometimes, because some people may take it the wrong way. They'd be like, oh, you don't want to talk with me? No, but it's that feeling where you just really you just want to, unwind. You don't want to.
Yeah, I just want to watch videos while I'm on my way home or something. Just kind of, again, I deal with people on a daily.
Brian Apsher, I understand correctly.
Okay. You remember when a month ago when I said I was trying to keep avoiding as much drama as I can?
I remember.
2 days later, Umbrella sends me a message. Oh, Arthur saying this, Arthur saying that. Day later, sends me another message. Oh, Hero's doing homophobic slurs on Mark Pillar. I was like, really? I'm trying to get away from the drama and not getting messages from you that I'm trying to get away from. I told him I had to stop, but he didn't.
Okay. I literally nowadays I just tell people. Now, if it's like certain people, I'll just listen to it for comedy purposes, because it doesn't really bother. Like you would say, oh, Arthur Mitchell. I'm like, okay, let me listen to this, just get a laugh. But even then, I usually, even if it comes to that point, I usually tell them, I'm gonna be upfront with you. If you send me messages about these streams, I'm gonna block you. Like that's just because I've done like that's how I did it, and basically how I said it even in my server. If you fucking put links in there that have nothing to do with this server, you're gonna be blocked.
The difference with Peter though is that Peter was an active participant in the drama. Like Peter will literally get himself in some hot shit and then put your name out there in his drama. And you don't know what's going on, you don't know the situation that's happening, and then you find out your name is in there.
So, okay. I don't want to take my friends, CTV and Triton and all this stuff, but those goddamn trolls, those goddamn lowlifes, just keep doing it, keep on bringing it, haters. I'll come to my house and I'll hide behind the chair. And behind my fake girlfriend. Got that trolls.
And when Firelord made a lot of private hangouts with Umbrella back then, guess who sent me an invite? Umbrella.
Without
Same. I think I came in there one time just because I was bored. Not like, just to be like, let me talk. Let me just have a conversation. But I said if it devolves into anything, I'm leaving because I just don't want to. I'm not in here, especially with a private conversation. I'm not in here to fucking talk about the whoever. I don't care about those people. Like the persona on here where I'm just lollygagging, fucking around, all this other shit. Yeah. But if it's fucking just private, I want to see how your day was, how was work, what have you, or what our interests are. Not about fucking this person or that person or whoever. I just don't care to talk about that.
A lot of people are pissed off with not just the drama, but the shit and the trolling shit he does too.
Like Umbrella was asking me one time, and again, he's not been around that long, so he doesn't know the full story. But basically, he was asking me about my opinion on a person that me and him are not cool. I'll put it in the private chat, and I just gave my honest opinion on it. But I've been doing a good job without really mentioning that person because it's why talk about someone who is lesser than me. Who like I sound narcissistic, but why
I feel you.
Lower myself when go take an MJF quote here. I'm better than them, and they know it. That's just how it is. I'm living.
That's what I said on Carlos's Swagger X1 stream about the whole situation involving Arthur and him. How Arthur was looking for what people were saying in order to start with them. I've made the example. People say a lot of shit about me, but I don't look to find and just to bitch and rant and just make a big deal out of it. Like I'm done with it. Like y'all nobodies. Like for people who talking shit about me, y'all nobodies. I know you're just trying to use my name to try to get clout from it, and that's all you're gonna do. And if you're going to do that, hey, more power to you. But I'm not going to give you that attention that you're looking for. And so I feel like people who actively look for that have nothing going on and they're desperate.
Yeah, I don't even miss people making videos on me or talking shit. I'm thinking, and even if they do, I'm not gonna I've been
Gozy, you're
doing
not a drama kind of guy.
What are you saying?
No, Mr. Gozy's like, how the hell I'm not in any of these drama. I've been able to leave and be gone as I needed. I say because you're not a drama kind of guy.
ZDB, can I actually make some
Firelord? Yes. Okay.
So before you go on, Firelord, I don't mean to interrupt. But I'm going to bounce out here because one, my phone's low, and two, I'm going to be heading to bed soon. But I'll still probably listen to a couple more.
I know it's late as fuck. I do apologize to people here. It's late, and I know.
You're good, man.
I'm sorry.
But I much appreciate everybody, and I will catch y'all later. Literally. Later,
like
guys.
Seriously.
I'm going to make
catch that on fleek. Bye.
I'm going to make a point on Fake because I feel like it is a bit pertinent for that. And I will reiterate what I already said in Leon's stream, and especially on one of my other friends on other stream, and even on Spyro's, at least partially. So the fact that Kevin brought that up is actually I actually did a private hangout. But however, what I despise the most is that he sent a private stream on League without my consent or asking permission, and I do not.
Yeah, that's
this
kind of
this is why I do not tolerate that. I don't tolerate that unless he sent that link with my actual consent or permission. I would have given a green light.
So, could I just interrupt that real quick, Philo? Because you mentioned that. I thought you allowed it. I would have mentioned it to you before. I thought you would allowed it, so I would have told you before.
But I imagine, and I even told him that. So without my permission, I would have completely abandoned. So I told him in the future, you must ask for my permission if you would allow certain people who will come in here.
For me, if someone sends me to a private hangout, I'm not going to forward it to anybody unless they want me to. Bottom line, cut and dry.
Because
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Because quite frankly, ZDB, I'm getting annoyed. Because quite frankly, I'm getting annoyed by him as well, and a lot of people can attest to that. Leon,
I get you. I get you.
Leon, a couple of other people have been fucking annoyed, and he did this on a constant basis to annoy the fuck out of people about
every
But
day.
you also have to understand too is that he's not even 20. I think he's like 19.
No.
How old is he?
No. He's judging by the year that he was born in. He's in his mid to late 20s.
One second.
Wait, hold up. How old is he?
He's 26. He's
26?
1997.
Wait, how is he older than me and not? Good lord.
I thought he was like a 19, 18.
You thought wrong.
Oh my god.
Just go
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Let me actually play the actual clip for that. Let me actually play the clip for just for that. No. That's not what I meant.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And I know who Umbrella looks like too, so.
Yeah, I see. He turned on his webcam before. I know. But the thing of it is, I didn't know he was like 26. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in hindsight, I will.
97.
Well, this is one big mistake again. This is part of the reasons why the title says I've made some mistakes too. This is one of those mistakes that I thought Umbrella was a child. I thought Umbrella was a teenager, and it turned out no, he's a grown ass man who's almost 30. Well, in this limelight and what we're saying as a 26-year-old, again, I don't know if you had a channel previously or prior to the channel we know now, so I can't comment on that. But again, the point still stands. If you're doing streams like this is a learning curve, and you just cannot do these kind of stuff that you're doing currently because it's bad publicity for yourself. And especially when you don't handle your fans in the way that they would like to be handled.
You know what's what?
It's just sad that
I apologize. I haven't cutting you off.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. But you know what's worse than what I figure out, and actually I'll get to that point in just a minute. What I had thought about is when he made it a stream, it was originally supposed to be a chill strip, but then he turned into a drama, which is something that he does not uphold to that, and I'm annoyed by the fact that he does not.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second, Firelord, not for me getting even, but this is just me realizing some shit. Now that you tell me he's 26 years old and Kylie is like 17, 16, yeah, that's not good. But at the same time, and why I say this, yeah, don't call her sister. I thought you guys were around this, like, I thought he was like 19 and, she was like, she's 16, 17. I didn't know that he was 26 years old because he doesn't sound like it. Like, he doesn't sound like a 20. I thought he was like a teenager. I thought he was like 19 because he sounded like a teenager. So I didn't know that. Like, oh my God. Yeah, don't call her sister. It's just not a good look. You don't know her that long enough for you to call her sister.
And I'm going to say this. I could be wrong. But you remember the other day, Firelord, when Leo made that stream about with the Carly situation,
Yes. I'll get to that. I'll get to that in just a moment. I need to make some points for that. You know what I despise the most?
Gotta love these plot twists that happens on my streams. It always happens.
CDB, can I make a point on something which I will get to that in just a moment. The fact that
the drama is just too much. Thanks for coming, Gozy.
Thanks for coming, Gozy.
Wish you the best of luck.
ZDB, can I actually make a point now because I need to
go
get
right
that.
ahead.
So the fact that he actually still associates with Kylie is what makes him a hypocrite, and I absolutely despise that. He even told me that he's just not going to communicate with her, but yet look at what the hell is happening. He still communicates with Kylie, and he let her in with without even thinking about the consequences.
Again, and this is where I wanted to state earlier. I said this earlier on my stream. I don't think you've seen this. Listen, I was on David 3000 stream back when David was like 16, 15 years old, right? He was doing game shows, and he was, it was a fun thing that we were doing when he had a live stream, and we were just pretending to be on these game shows like Password and Press Your Luck, and that was great, I always feel like there's nothing wrong with having like someone who's like 15, 16 on your stream, just as long as you're not talking about any adult rated conversations or anything that involves things that are not part of that age bracket that you shouldn't have with anyone that age, So it's just like, you just, as an adult, you have to keep it professional. Especially when you're 26, you gotta keep it. You can't be talking. You gotta keep your streams moderated, because if you are 26 years old and you add in a minor, that is just not a good look.
Not exactly.
If you're doing like gaming and stuff and you communicate, that's different. You can communicate with a minor.
Yeah, but that's part of the age bracket. That's like doing game shows or like talking about video games and stuff. Like you fucking playing Call of Duty or Battlefield, and you cussing each other out like what people used to do when people used to talk with fucking racist 10-year-olds.
We used to cuss each other out.
Oh, I said far worse on Mario Kart. Now, see, people would have looked back on that, and they would have hear what I said. They would cancel me. They will say, "Oh my God, see, ZTB, you're not perfect either. You say all this extra shit, So yeah,
especially with the bloody cheaters on the damn thing.
Fucking Japanese fucking racers.
You know what's cringy.
I love Japanese people though, but not the racers in Mario Kart.
But you know what's cringy about something else is CDP, and I also need to make a point. Even Leona actually was pissed off about when Umbrella took a profile picture, his old profile picture, without his permission to use it on Facebook. Which
that's another. I didn't know about. See, there's private things that other people may have with Umbrella that I'm not aware of, so I can't comment on that. I can only comment on what I'm aware of and the things that I know.
So this is the thing. I'm going to admit to this. I'm going to say it right now. I spoke to Leon and then spoke to Philod. You can attest to this. I spoke to Umbrella about the situation. I took screenshots to the comments that he said. And this is the thing I'm going to add to this. Okay. And this is what Umbrella told me. I'm using Leon's profile picture to hat up a girl.
Which does not make it.
Wait, what? Hold on. Hold the phone.
Hold the phone.
Let's say that again, Kevin. Say that again.
So this is what Umbrella said. I'm using Leon's old profile picture to talk to a girl.
Oh my God. Oh my God, twin. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. You come as yourself and you be authentic. You don't do. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. I can't.
So, how you guys doing in the morning?
So
I'm sorry, twin, for having this early morning stream.
I was using this profile.
I apologize.
Woman on Facebook mainly, so you know what, I'm not referring to woman, girl.
Yes.
As a matter of just say woman, female.
As a matter of fact, ZTB, this is why he wanted to do this. But to me, I find it to be borderline stalking. And I absolutely
And I absolutely. Oh my God!
That. And
I can't. I gotta perfect
and I
it. I think I can do it well.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I gotta be real, and I thought Dan the Coward was pretty weird, but that's even worse.
Yeah, I didn't know about that shiz. Like that shiz, like it threw me off guard. It threw me off the walls. Now, see, now we come to the plot twist that always happens here, where you start off very genuine and it turns very nasty really quickly. And when I saw that, I was like, someone's gonna clip that. Oh my God.
I actually have an actual clip of that you've seen it, ZDB, as you already know.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
but I feel like I need to. But I feel. Oh, come on, I don't want to do
Was that Leon?
No. Let me actually play the other clip that I should played it from get go. This. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck?
But that ain't Leon. It's actually Jack Black who said that.
It sounded like Leon for a second. I was like, is that Leon?
No, you've been fooled by that, and you gotta know the voice differences because
it sounds similar. The voice sounds very similar.
Not the same. Not the same.
Not the same. As I said, similar. Similar doesn't mean the same. It means they're alike.
Maybe, but do not.
No, that's exactly what similar means. It means alike. Similar. They're not the same, but they're alike. Like a twin. They're not the same, but they look similar.
You cocksucker!
Don't hate the player, hate the receipts. Catch it on film.
I will be honest, I didn't see the entire Umbrella stream. I saw bits.
I didn't. Someone forwarded me it's unlisted, so I was able to, have the link. I'm gonna watch it later on, but
I got the video from Firelord, and I didn't really watch it all. I did see the argument between. I'm sorry, I'm going to bring your name up, Arthur and Brandon.
Say it.
Well, actually,
I don't want him to go at me.
Well, if he does, I will go at him because I would tell him straight up, Kevin is definitely not trying to start shit with you, so don't try to look for any little information to try to gaslight, to try to make yourself relevant. I'm going to tell him straight up, Kevin wasn't talking shit, so don't go there.
Well, I'm just trying to say something.
Gotcha, bye, brother man.
Yes, I was actually there in Umbrella stream, and that stream was okay. Well, Umbrella stream was supposed to be on the chill stream, and then all of a sudden it just turned into a drama stream because people already know that that Umbrella always decide to stick you on other people's noses, which it started just gets irritating towards them. When he's just trying, he's trying to get himself involved, which has nothing to do about him. And then that's why I decided to just stop hanging out with him because it's always talk about like the person who's actually in drama. Like I'm talking about like he's trying to get in both sides of the group, which it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And actually, ZTB, can I ask you an honest question to you? And I want you to be honest with me.
I'm always honest. I never be dishonest.
No. Do I annoy you as much as Umbrella annoys you? Please answer me that with all.
Not as much, but you do annoy me sometimes when I'm like busy or doing something. I'm gonna keep it real with you, or when I just came in and I'm like a little bit tired and I'm just trying to see what the shiz is happening here, and then. But not to the extent as Umbrella. It's really just more so of me just trying to just relax and unwind. And, when I come in, sometimes I know a lot of people want to talk with me. They want to have like ZTB, you hear about this, you hear about that. And, I appreciate it. I'm not going to be ungrateful. I don't want to be because I don't want to
annoy you?
Yes. With your insults.
Thank you.
And your laggy.
But
not as bad as Arthur, okay?
But at least you're being open and honest with me, ZBS. So this is why I wanted to ask a legitimate question, and I appreciate that for having that.
No, but I don't want to sound ungrateful. I don't want to, because I know some people, like when you tell them, you give your honest perspective, and then they internalize it, and then they feel some sort of way, and then they just want to hold it against you, or they hold it against themselves, and then they belittle their own selves and think that they're a nuisance when that's not the case, and it's just the timing, the timing is just incorrect. But don't worry, don't sweat about it, man.
At least that's as much as I wanted to do that. Unless something that it would be a severe, unless something it is that would be severe as that, then I will forward to you. But anything else, if it's something that is a normal or proper conversation, then I wouldn't annoy you as much. So I gotta be frank here. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be talking. And if it wasn't for Kevin, he wouldn't be talking. No offense to you, Kevin. No offense to you.
Fine, I'll take that as offense. I'm kidding.
But But yes, so at the very least, ZTV, I can at least give some honest thoughts on certain parts of it. Now, since the Crow Templars have officially ousted him due to his incessant behavior that constantly demands some attention and borderline stalking, this is where I drew the line here.
You ignore me for not coming out the closet. That's what you ignore me for.
Oh,
This is
Bye, bye, bye.
there's one thing I'm not sure you've mentioned. I don't know if you want to bring this up.
And I know
Remember
why.
Kyle,
It comes out
Mark,
of the rear end.
Leon's brother, best friend? You want to? Does that
yeah.
need to be brought up as well? That he's been annoyed him getting into his personal business.
Wait, what? Whoa. Hold the phone. Hold the receipts. Actually, no. Tell me the receipts. I want to hear this.
Well, it's on Leon's stream. Leon's made a stream about it before, hasn't he? Filed about Umbrella getting into Kyle's personal business, his girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, see that right there. Like, let me tell you, and I told Umbrella this before. Don't get involved. Like the whole situation when Leon was going with his father and his, that beef. I told Leon I wish him the best of luck and I hope everything goes well. But I told Umbrella, do not get involved in that because that is not your place. You can only show support, but do not try to get involved in personal affairs involving family and relationships if they never incorporated you into it,
Unless you are specifically asked to get involved, then you can do it.
Yeah, unless they ask, that's what I just said. Unless they ask you to get involved, that's different. Like we had a lot of personal conversations here, but that's because people wanted to put their business out there and they wanted me to state my opinion on it and have a conversation, and that's different. But when you try to persistently try to get involved and force yourself in it, that's a no-go, bro. I'm sorry.
Can I just say something real quick?
Absolutely, Twin. Go right ahead.
You know what's just so irritating about me when I just having issue with Umbrella is that that when I just say something in the live chat and then Umbrella suddenly just saying, "Oh my god, Austin Skilling here. I'm about to put a link in the live chat." Like it just kind of reminds me of when there's some anime characters always trying to say, "Oh, notice me, senpai, notice me." Like, yeah, like every time, like he decides,
sounds like Hero.
Every time he decided to put my name on his title for the shadow, like.
Oh, I like your shirt, Kevin. That's a nice shirt.
Projection.
Nice jumper.
I mean, like,
I like it.
I'm totally just appreciative about the shout outs.
What's up, girl? What's going on?
But at the same time, I mean, it's just really annoying. Like,
I thought you were gonna strip in front of the camera. I said I was gonna shut it down real quick. I was like, nope, don't pull a Brian Apshaw on me.
Nah, I'm not Brian.
Projection, also skeleton. Projection is what I would call.
I'm sorry, Twin. Let me just answer Lorraine's comment and then we'll get back to you. What your feelings about me, friends-wise? I think listen, let me tell you, I said this before, you are a native New Yorker. You're very outspoken. You tell like it is. You have no filter. You let people know from the heart because you care. Like, like us New Yorkers, we tend to be very blunt. You're a blunt person, but you're also a loving person. And I can tell you care, and I can tell you're not the kind of person that wants to have malice, but you just want to get to the nitty gritty and try to get the situation sorted. That's the kind of person you are, Lorraine. And, absolutely, you're a great friend. So that's what I believe in you. You're very harsh, but it's for a good reason. You have that Italian swagger.
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of like how I feel the same way, AZDB.
Yeah, that's exactly like you and Lorraine. You have a lot in common when it comes to your brashness, but also comes to your honesty and loving. So that's definitely you guys share in common.
I feel like me and Lauren can actually have some commonality when it comes to both of us.
Yeah.
And there are certain points in time where
hopefully she can help you with that New York accent because that's sounding pretty Staten Island-ish.
And I can't fucking. Every time I try to pull a Brooklyn accent, I just can't fucking stand the way it is. That's Mandalorian.
Ah,
right?
Stormtrooper.
Mandalorian.
No, that's Boba Fett.
Oh, I couldn't even notice carefully.
Well, pay close attention to the image in and of itself next time. No offense to you, CTB, but
It was white. It was blurry.
but to get my point, Austin Skeleton, I feel like what the word you're seeking for is projection. Do you know what that projection is?
Go ahead.
No,
No.
Lorraine, you listen. You haven't changed at all. I know you've going through a lot, and it's been rough. But girl, you've always been keep it 100. Always, you've never changed that from you ever.
Was I'm trying to met the state fire lord, like just give me some definition, like I said, like go ahead.
Projection. Do you know the definition of projection, or actually projecting?
Just tell me about this definition. Like I just don't even know.
ZTB, can you explain projection?
Okay, so projection is when you are criticizing someone else for something, but what you're really doing is criticizing your own faults, and you're putting that on someone else. So you have issues. Exactly. You have issues that you're going through, and instead of actually blaming yourself, you then blame someone else and say they are the problem. They have these kind of issues. But when people listen to it, it's more in favor of you than of them. Like what Arthur does. Arthur does that shit all the fucking time. He projects all the time. Every time for 10 years, he's been fucking doing this shit. And I can tell Arthur this in person. He's been doing it, as a person. Arthur knows me for 10 years. You can't hate. When you know someone for 10 years at this point, I mean, like, what you going to say that's not new? You know what I'm saying? So projection is when you project your own insecurities onto someone else and then it's kind of like bullying. When you bully someone and you call them all these names, but they're nothing of the sort. They're just what you yourself are struggling with, and you just want to blame someone else for it. That's what projection means.
That just sounds very interesting.
It sounds very common, what we deal with every day here.
And it's actually
I deal with that shit at work all the time with Karens.
And it's actually
fucking hate them bitches.
And it's pretty subjective subject, and it's pretty subjective when you think about the scale, because not all people are projecting their faults to someone else's, and I feel like I may be misconstruing some things if I'm going to be frank here, but a lot of individuals, look who's in the house, ZTB. Look who's in the house, ZTB.
I was checking my Discord messages. What's going on, Carlos, my nigga? What's happening? Yeah, we're talking. The link is in the live chat if you're ready to join. You don't have to join if you don't want to. It's early in the morning. It's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm off from work, so it's also good. I wish I can stay, but I really have to make that cuentadas. Good luck on the rest of the stream. You can catch the shiz later on, when you come back, and then you can watch it. I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. I'm pretty sure chaos always befalls us, but, I stated my piece earlier, and I stick by it.
So, in all honesty, Awesome Skeleton, that's what the projection means. What was that?
No, I was just saying hello to Bio.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. So that's what the projection means, also, Skeleton. This stream is all about the. Let me actually get.
I was. Oh, you were gonna. Okay.
Let me actually. I was just about to say to IO. This stream is supposed to be in regards to Umbrella Upstairs, and to be quite honest, this is all what it all pertains to.
Well, actually, it was pertaining to me relating to what he was going through as far as his channel is concerned with drama. I mean, I can relate to it because I was in that boat before, and I wanted to empathize on him for that. But there's a lot of new information that's coming in that, I'm like, whoa, oh my God. Like, I couldn't believe it, Oh my God. Exactly.
To be quite honest, and ZTP, can I actually make an abundantly clear what I actually said? And this may seem like it's a hypocritical thing, but the three main aspects, and optionally fourth, if I may add, the three main aspects that he did not uphold it. One is the integrity. Second, principles. and third, values. And optionally fourth would be
Those are pretty
morality.
strong defining traits, you know.
Because all those traits that he did not uphold is what eventually led up to his failure. And I don't think he'll ever recover from this, nor will he be able
Catch
to.
that on Fleet Girl. Make that money. And say hi to Mrs. Carlos for you. Absolutely, Mrs. BioX.
Because if you would have known about this way sooner, or at least you did, ZTB, but I feel like I missed my point to some people who did not understand. Those are the 4 defining traits that he failed to uphold that, and that actually makes him a goddamn hypocrite. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching it, and that will make me look like I'm a hypocrite. But for Christ's sake, he did not uphold that. He does not seem to listen to that, and even people have tried to suggest to do some gameplay or make a movie reviews on that. But what does he do? He just consistently do the drama strain, and that makes.
And that's again, I would be a fucking hypocrite if I didn't incorporate myself, because I was like that. You know, I used to do that. People say that about me when I was getting to the heat in the limelight with my channel. It was constantly drama every single time, every single week. It was drama back to back to back to back to back. I would do a Let's Talk, and it would turn into like a clusterfuck of he said, she said bullshit, and we all threaten each other, what have you. So I'm guilty of that, because I can't say that I'm not guilty or I'm abstinent, because I'm fully responsible for what I had done in my part of taking drama. And I could relate as a person who has been in his shoes in that field, and I could empathize and try to just tell him what I could do best for his channel.
And you're not the only one. You're not the only one who had participated in that. I was kind of guilty in that situation as well, even when I was a dumbass 13, 15-year-old kid.
Well,
the only thing I mistook is that I thought he was like 19. Turned out he was 26. And I was like, damn, that caught me off guard. That's the only thing that was like, whoa, okay, I thought you were like a teenager. Turned out you were 26. Yeah. But even so, it still applies, you know? You live and learn. You learn how to grow as a content creator. And these are one of those aspects that you have to, you just have to learn, you know?
Well,
I feel like we were I think we were interrupting Brandon Anderson. He just completely kind of, okay, go ahead, Twin.
Yeah, like I always just thought about his age though. Like when I thought that he was supposed to be like, early 20s, and then when somebody just told me about that he's actually 25 or 26, like, I was like, god damn, like he in his mid 20s. Like, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he was almost 30. I was like, oh my god. My god.
Yeah, like this man,
it's on his about page.
He's just I don't know, 5 years older than me. I mean, I'm actually 21.
And he sounds like really young. Like he sounds like he's in like 19, 18.
Doesn't sound that to me.
He sounds about 19.
No, he sounds older to me.
Kevin, when I was that age, when you met me, I sounded just like around that age.
Not to me. I have a different opinion.
Okay. I'm just saying, when I heard myself when I was 19, I sounded similar to that. Except my voice was a little bit more higher pitched, but that was the only thing. He's literally 2 years. You see what I mean? Like, oh my god. You know, like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what age you are in terms of this situation when it comes to content and drama, because it's still a learning curve. And I don't know if he had a channel. I don't know if he had a channel prior to the one that he has currently, but what I can tell is that if you're doing these kind of content and people are not okay with it, then change it up a bit, add a little bit of spice, a little bit of spark to it, change up the formula and be a little bit more strict in moderation, and stop using slurs like that. Like, that's another thing. People don't like that shit. It doesn't make your channel inclusive. In fact, it turns people away from it, because then people get kind of uncomfortable when they hear it, you know?
Even some people actually don't want anything to do with it, and due to the fact, and there are other people that just do not want to associate with it. And actually, can I actually make another point? I feel like I've been missing a certain part of it. That
no, you've been hitting some nails on this end. I can tell you that.
No. There are other certain parts of it that I've been neglecting. That I neglected to mention, at least on my part. That I'm leaving some certain details out, and I'm trying to think very, very, very hard. And please, I advise you not to interrupt me while I'm trying to think it very hard.
Just say what's on your head.
And please, stay silent for at least 1 minute. And I say
what's on your head, man.
Shout out DTV.
Let me.
No, it's my stream. Stay what's on your head.
It's been silent. Like, Violet, speak. Go on, Violet.
1 minute of silence while I'm trying to think very hard what I'm thinking.
Do 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 do. Okay, there we go.
What I'm thinking of this CTV is that I've been neglecting to mention about at least on my part, is what my first impression on him towards Umbrella. It was a hollow one. It was very hollow, and I'm not.
You mentioned that to me before. I remember you said that.
Well, yes, okay, but not to everybody else. At least a couple of them, but not to everybody else who's in the stream chat, and at least to Austin Skeleton here. My first impression on him was actually a hollow one, and to be quite honest, there's a certain part of it that he does have a psychological issues, and even at least one other thing, and I don't think I've mentioned anybody, or at least none of you know about it, is he has a porn addiction.
How did you find that out?
Well, to be quite honest, this is what Dice actually told me. Dice actually told me about that.
Wow.
He has a porn addiction.
He can't stop beating his meat.
If you're gonna ask me on that, if you would have asked me, Z2B, I feel like there's other psychological problems that interferes our day-to-day lifestyle.
I think he has a high sex drive. When usually people who have porn addictions, they have high sex drives, and they can't stop themselves.
They have a low self-esteem, which I believe that will be contributing.
I disagree with you there. I don't think people who have porn addictions don't have low self-esteem. They have low self-control.
I'm sorry, but it does exist
with their impulses, kind of like some people we know. But if you can catch the cough, what I just said there, that is what the issue that's going on with people who have porn addiction. I have a lot of friends who have porn addictions. They can't stop looking at exactly Kevin Laggy. People who usually can't stop beating their meats, it's because they're constantly have a huge sex drive, and also because they're obsessed over nudity and looking at naked people online.
But then, ZTB, I'm sorry to interrupt. You disagree.
Squiggling the worm, if you will.
I get that. You disagree with that, but it actually does interfere their lifestyle, and that would interfere their. Well, I already said it would. They would have their low self-esteem. If you think you disagree with that, check the testimonies and research on that, because sometimes even they can have that problem. And
well, I'm not going to scrutinize him for having a porn addiction, because we all have a form of addictions. But some people have drug addictions. Some people have other forms of addictions, alcohol addiction. So I'm not going to scrutinize him for it.
But I still think it
as long as it's not child porn, that's the only thing or snuff films. That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
But I still feel ZTB, that it does not make it any different for who he truly is, and this doesn't make this doesn't make it any better of a person. It interferes.
Well, does he
with
pervert himself around people? Like, does he treat people like a sex object?
No, I don't.
Then
as
it's
far as
not
I'm
an
aware
issue.
of it, he did not
It's only an
explicitly.
issue when he sees people like an object of sex, like a quagmire. That would be the only thing. But if it's not that, like if he can handle himself on a public scale, then I don't think that's really an issue for us to be concerned about. I think that's particularly for him and for him to deal with. That's his addiction. But as long as he can manage it and control it and not see other people as objects of sexual healing, if you get what I mean, Marvin Gaye, then I think it's not our issue or our folly to take part in.
Well, at least at that, I would actually agree with that to some extent. But for Christ's sake, he does not know how. And actually, I even brought this up to Saiko on that he has an incredible impulses that he cannot control himself. Even when I mentioned about him annoying too many people on a daily basis, 24/7, this is where it gets to a point, an impulses that he consistently have, and he chose not to control it and incessantly does that. And I despise that. And even Psycho and I have talked about that before. He even mentioned that since that have happened, I feel like I don't want to give it any diagnosis. Again, I'm going to make a disclaimer here. I'm not a doctor, psychologist, or a lawyer in any of those. I just look at it from an observational standpoint. But the point is, CDP, point is, due to his severe psychological problem that he has, and even once his devices has taken away by his own mother.
I wouldn't say severe psychological. I think that's kind of a bit of a stretch. I just think that he just has an addiction.
Well, addiction can actually lead to severe psychological.
It can lead to it, like some people we know, but it can lead to it. But as long as that's something I feel like. Again, I feel like we don't have any right to get in part of what he's going through when it comes to his, beating his meat addiction. But one thing I can say is that as long as he's not sexualizing people and using them as a quagmire, if you will, and just fetishizing them, then I think we don't really have anything to be concerned about.
But to use someone else's profile without their permission,
now that is something we gotta. Yeah, that's not okay. That's not good.
It never will be. It never will be, because quite frankly, if I'm going to be absolutely brutally honest here, CDP, even if somebody uses someone else's profile picture just to attract girls without the permission or without our knowledge, then we have a serious issue with that. Like this reaction right here, like this.
Oh God!
Like seriously, I don't get that. I don't get why anybody would have to do it. Sully.
Oh, Sully. I keep saying Scully. Yeah, I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid, I always said Scully. I never said Sully.
Sully is supposed to be that name. But in all honesty, I feel like there are a lot of problems that has been not addressed in any of that, and I think only a professional psychologist would have to examine the person in question that has to examine that, and just like some other individuals that has to study them. But we have to commission them to study and look at the diagnosis of what will be the issue. Because I, for one, cannot give any diagnosis whatsoever.
Well, we're not psychiatrists. We're just YouTube commentators, and that's all we are. We're not therapists. We don't have any license degree or license.
No. But Europeans are a lot smarter than that.
What?
But Europeans are a lot smarter than the Americans. I know it's unfair to make that compare. I know it's unfair.
I agree. Well, we both have our positives and negatives. Europeans are good with academia, but Americans could be better in ethics. So it's like we're up and down in terms of what we're good at, what we come back in.
But let's be honest here, ZDP. Every single psychiatrist and psychologist would examine a certain individual, what the actual diagnosis would be, because I, for one, cannot give any of that because I'm not a licensed professional, nor will I ever be. But let's just be honest here. For me, for you and me, ZTB, since I live in a different European since I live in a European country, would you be willing to say that if we actually find out what the actual diagnosis is and when the verdict comes out, which I'm not saying it's going to happen now, I'm just merely saying in a hypothetical.
Well, we can't formulate a diagnosis. We don't know exactly if he even has like psychological problems or issues. There's really, the only thing we can say really is just the obsessiveness of trying to get other people involved in their affairs, or forcibly getting involved in their personal business, or using their profile against their wishes, and using their profile picture, which is a big no. You don't do that.
No.
Just to get some poon? I don't think so. Don't do it.
No. It definitely is a no for that. But the other issue, and I feel like this is something that has been underreported. Even psychologists that don't necessarily report on certain people that goes on the internet, let's just be honest, so there are people that are quite odd. What else I'm trying to think of? And they don't really always go out on a daily basis. I mean, ZTB, I got to give you credit where credit is due. Meeting people in actual life is a primary thing, whereas meeting people on the internet is a secondary thing. Even I said that on Spyro's stream.
Yeah, and that's like, it's a true saying.
I'm trying to do the same as well. Pretty difficult, even though I'm still getting fucking trolls as usual from drunk ass fucking pedophile. But I have the right to say that because he says going after my family. So,
and you don't have any right to feel sympathy for that individual in question, because that person has took it. The shit that he did, he can get killed for it. I'm gonna keep it real with you. You don't make fun of someone's parents who recently passed. I'm sorry to say this, but recently passed, and mock them for it. Like, bitch, that shit get you killed. Fuck out of here. They can't try that shit in New York.
And now he's made another account said, "Carrying that is cancer. Wolf is a king. You're a dead man."
Make fun of his cancer. I said it. Make fun of his cancer. No, listen. Make fun. Yep, do it. I listen. Shit, he wants to go there. You take it right back to him. You don't even have to show that you're on the moral high ground, because when
gonna die on the operation table.
That's a good one. Catch that on fleek. I don't give a fuck. And then people are gonna hear this. They're gonna say, "Oh, well, ZTB, you're supposed to be better than that." I am, but when you make fun of my parents who passed away recently, that's a problem. That's a fucking problem, because that's like right there. That could be result in your own demise. You don't do shit like that.
And that
there's a time and place to be verbally aggressive, and there's a time and place to be passive. And this is a time for you to be verbally aggressive. You can't be a punk all your life. You got to stand up for yourself and actually fight your battles. And this is one of those ways, This is the time you got to be aggressive sometimes.
I sit there and people disrespect my family.
And that could
Fuck out of here, bitch. No.
And that could be career ending for that. And to put it one way like this, how about fuck you to the moon?
Exactly. Also, I just want to state here, because I know there's people here that has a terminal illness. I just don't want to offend anyone here, and if I did, I do apologize. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I just want to say that because
he can go fuck himself and die in a hole.
I was acting like an asshole just that moment, but in that instance, he deserves it. But I do apologize if I offended people indirectly.
I'm going to say this, and so as I bring him up again. Now, this is on Alpha's stream. He talked about Alpha said this. I said, "You shouldn't be saying that." I said, "I have a right to say what I need to say with that piece of garbage." Because
Arthur, you threatened to kill people, so like, what's the difference?
My family. He trolled my family, and I have a right to go at him.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I fully support you, because
after your family, you do the exact same thing.
When your parent passed and he mocks them by taking the dead picture of the parent and then use it to mock you at the day after they died, nigga, that shit.
And to put
grass is grass.
And to put it very bluntly, fuck you, you fucking dick, you piece of shit, you fucking shit, fucking cock ass.
Enough said.
That's funny.
It's the only time that I'll ever play that clip here on this, because no one can actually say better insults than Jack Black here. At least that's what you just.
Who's the voice of Bowser? Koopa.
Koopa.
And I think his son is going to play as Bowser Jr. because Jack Black has a son.
Which I think
he's going to play as Bowser Jr. I'm glad Mario Kart is canon in the movie. Yeah, the Mario Kart is how they get to Bowser's place. So they go on Rainbow Road and they literally drive the same vehicles from Mario Kart. Spoilers. And they get to the Koopa Kingdom.
I'm not watching it.
Mario Kart and they wear the same exact outfit. Peach is wearing her Mario Kart 8 outfit. They're all wearing their Mario Kart vehicles. Donkey Kong has the same Mario Kart vehicle that he has in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and they literally drive on Rainbow Road to get to the Koopa Kingdom. So Mario Kart is canon in the movie.
And when I was in AD stream, remember that stream? I did one AD, and he was. Hero was defending Operation. You should be wishing death on him. I was like, really?
When was this?
That sounds like you're defending him what he's did.
When was this?
You remember that stream when he did that homophobic thing on me?
Oh yeah.
It was that stream.
Listen. Honestly, again, he's just like the Karens I deal with at my workplace. You can't reason with someone who doesn't want to admit to anything. He's a deflector, and that's just what he is.
Lack of acknowledgement.
Lack of accountability, always project. He's the prime example. Another good reason of projection. So, honestly, I really wouldn't care what he says because it's just a waste of your time, honestly.
Indeed. And to be honest here, look, check your DM on Discord, and don't say his name. I wish his name to remain out of that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And the way he opened his mouth is so hilarious.
That's this. I'm taking a little break for my third. Nigga, you got a third job? I thought you had 2 jobs. How many jobs you got? Spyro obsessing over me. But there's no such thing as better than someone else. We are all. Well, I didn't finish reading it.
That's still good.
Okay, you can change it. Sorry.
Than someone else, that we were all human.
I'm cool with you, Arthur. Without me, the beat. Oh my God, that's a good one. You want to talk about grade A narcissism? That is what narcissism is to its highest extent. When last the fuck we talk about you, hero? I haven't. Only one stream I made about you. One. And how long was that? Like 5 months? Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Yeah, that's that. You know, like, come on. Like, you literally, we don't talk. Like, we make jokes about you, but we don't, like, use you for clout. Like, are you kidding me? I would never, ever do that. Ever.
Do you know what?
You are a non-factor to the BHC growth. Okay, we started from a group that at one point was against Arthur. At one point, we united and we became best. We became very good friends, and that is how we started. It wasn't for you. You just came into the picture during our highest point of growth. That's just what the story is. Okay,
I'm sorry.
But if you want to be a person incorporated to our shiz, all you got to do is just say the word, and we'll be there. And it ain't impossible.
I made a stream a little bit where I'm not sure if you saw it yet. I said this right. I said if we're obsessed with the ambiguous bastard, you must be obsessed over us too, because you've made a bunch of memes, a bunch of jokes towards us. So.
I don't give a flying fuckaroo about the ambiguous force. I could really give 2 shits. I don't even talk about them on Discord, so
He's
yeah.
right about the flip flopping thing. He's right about that.
I'm not even gonna answer that shit because.
Why I pick people kissing ass again? People are be yourself.
I'm
Jeez.
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. We can't be ourselves because then we'll be called faggot and transgender and the N word with that.
It's not even
and homo
funny.
and gay. If we try to be ourselves, so we have to be closeted.
Well,
Y'all have every right. Y'all have every right to call me out when I do something. See, this is what I mean. This is a Karen. This is why you can't reason with someone like this because he's a deflector. He doesn't acknowledge his wrongdoings. He deflects, and that's why I say he's exactly like the kinds of people that I deal with on the calls.
You've made a bunch of mistakes.
You don't own up to your mistakes, Hero. That's the point. When we confront you on it, you want to say, "Why are you blaming me? You always put the blame on me. It's not my fault. You guys do it too." Like, it's like then we just can't have a conversation. Since the leader of the ambiguous bastards, normally I won't let you in since you're obsessed with me. No, that's your call. I can't say anything bad about that. That's your channel.
I don't want him back here if he's going to twist the narrative.
I don't want him back. He's going to twist the narrative.
It's his channel. I'm not going to argue with the fact is his rules. Wait, let me see that one. That bottom one.
Okay.
I'm not defending Dan Stein. I'm defending what I said, but something had to be said, so I did what I had to do or point out. Spyro's group is no. See, this is what I mean. Like he doesn't acknowledge. He deflects. He doesn't take accountability for his mistakes. I just wanted to state my point before I let Firelord, but go ahead, Firelord.
I know, but I feel like there's something that has to be said about that to add to this, which it requires a bit of a context here. Spyro actually had a Dan Stein on his channel, the original channel, which is actually archived, as come to think of it, because it all dates back to 2020, around the time frame when he was there. So it kind of makes sense that it had to be there, and there's a couple of people who were there, and he was one of them. But I find that to be extremely. I think Spyro actually made it clear. He even hit the nail on the head. The values are inconsistent, as he pointed that out. His values are inconsistent.
Who Heroes?
Yes.
This is the only time I'm going to talk about you, Hero, because I don't really talk about you like that. So they just bring you up out of context. I'm just replying to it. I'm just going to say this. Listen, you're just like the Karens I deal with at work. You just want to hear yourself speak. You want to speak, but not listen. You hear, but you don't comprehend. And so I honestly, there's really nothing more I can say to you, Hero. I've said it all I needed to be said in the past and the present.
There is nothing
I'm trying
else
to avoid in the future, so
there's nothing else for me to add that.
Just sink on your own dying ship. That's all I gotta say. Just sink like the Titanic.
And to add insult to injury. And to add insult to injuries, again, check your DM that I sent you, and you're gonna laugh your ass off.
Oh my Lanta, what the hell?
Those are the funny faces that he made. I'm not going to say the name out of respect.
Can you send it to me?
Give me a moment to make sure that I don't screw up on my part. Let me make sure that because you're going to laugh your ass up when you're about to see it. I don't know if you're going to be laughing or not, but come on.
Well, yeah, I've got my camera on. You'll see my reaction. So
I know, but come on, cut us some slack. God damn it, this fucking I hate that when I had to do that every time that there's a cold going on out there. So ZTV, did you not laugh your ass out when you saw that picture?
Yeah, it definitely caught me off guard. I can tell you that much.
And caught you off guard.
Take a look at it.
Sometimes I don't catch it on fleek.
Check your DM.
Like Umbrella's age. I didn't catch that on Fleek. There you go.
It's trying to be horny. I'm going to use this old quote.
That's not the picture you use on Tinder.
Sounds like he's becoming a wanker.
Match.com. I'll match for anyone.
Okay, I'm gonna say you a couple of more of these because I don't give a fuck about it anymore. I'm gonna be absolutely frank here, and this is the only time that I'm ever allowing this. But I wanted his name to be kept out of it because I don't want him to get.
No, I ain't gonna mention nothing. Just said John Doe.
John Dell. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean by that. Just easier. Like it's nobody.
Yeah, it's John Dell. Okay, but the fucking
Anthony, what's going on? Welcome to this early morning stream at 6:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
John Doe is gonna be funny.
Welcome.
Anthony, respond.
I think he's trying to hook up his microphone.
I'm here. I'm just said greetings.
What happened? Yeah, so I was just telling the situation involving my feelings towards it. I didn't want to capitalize on it and use it like, oh, everyone is talking about the whole situation with Umbrella, but I just wanted to just state my perspective in that I was in a situation similar to his on my channel, and I could sympathize on that end. But when I started to go and tell my piece, other people came with more information that blew me away, and I'm just like, whoa, like, shit, like, damn, like, oh my god, like, it caught me off guard. So
damn, the Power is still on the website.
Oh god, oh my god. But Anthony, what?
Power is official.
Oh my god. But Anthony, what do you have to say?
Like, this is it. Like, when all that happened, I was like, oh my god, man. It's like,
oh my god.
Oh my god, like, what the heck happened? Like, yeah, it's crazy.
It's gone to a whole new level.
But Anthony, I cannot clearly hear you. What you're trying to say? You're either your microphone is muffled or you're too far away, and I can't tell which one of the two would be.
This whole situation, man, is just crazy, man. Like, it still blows me away, and like, I was so heated, like, wanted to explain earlier at the other stream, but I couldn't. I wanted to give, I wanted to say, oh, I was really mad. I was really mad. Don't get me wrong, I was really mad. But
right.
Oh yes, I'm glad that's happening.
For me, like, there's a lot of things that I just now I'm between a rock and a hard place. Because in one light, he's always been nice and kind to what I do, and we used to always support and share my content with his friends and his fans, and that's how I'm able to meet you guys, like Anthony. Like, I'm happy to know that his friendship and his consideration for other people that he admires can be on a positive end on my end. And that's why I can't really be mean to him, because he was never a mean person to me. He was never a person that, treated me horribly or used slurs against me or, or badmouth me or bash me. He never, not once did that. So I can't just sit here and just, ragdoll on him when he hadn't did anything to me personally that would make me do that. The only thing I could say is with the Discord messaging, but aside from that, I can't badmouth this person, because he's just always been a good person in terms of what he has did, for on my end and YouTube. Like, he's always been a positive influence on that end. He's never created drama against me, so I can't really say anything of the sort that would try to give a constructive opinion aside from the Discord and the whole Kylie situation, which is weird enough, but hey.
Including stealing people's photos and
yeah, and that's another thing. That's where I figured out that was kind of weird and creepy, and just like for other people, like again with Leon, with the whole situation involving his personal life, I spoke to Umbrella personally about that, and I told him, I said, listen, you can't do that. That's just let Leon deal with his situation. That is not your call to deal with. Okay, you can only give your support, and that's as best as you can do. Don't force yourself in situations that does not concern you. And I told him that a while back. So I have a feeling like this is an issue that he's probably still dealing with. So whatever he's going through, listen, I wish him all the best. I'm not wishing any malice on him, because I don't have it. I don't have it for that person.
But if I'm gonna be frank with you, ZTV, and I feel like I failed to mention on my part, because this is something that I set my standards of what I had earlier. But if you screw up on chance that I will give you a one chance and you blew it, then I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to give you a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or any further chances. Because unless you are able to acknowledge your own mistakes or your own wrongdoings first, I'm not willing to give.
Well, it's not just acknowledging it. I could really give a fuck if you acknowledge it. That's why I don't really care for apologies, because honestly, I want to see growth and I want to see you evolving as a person. That's what I told Adam. I told Adam, and he apologized for calling me a nigger. I told him that, listen, man. While I accept your apology, for me, all I care about is you growing. I don't care about you just apologizing for calling me the N-word. Like, no.
Not just with growth, but also you have to earn the trust in order to not fuck up at anything for that. Because if I find out someone that he's doing it behind my backs, then I will absolutely cut them off if they did not uphold or if they did not meet my standards and the conditions that should have been met. There are points for that.
For me, some people's trust, other people is just growth. If you lie to me, then you need to earn my trust. If you said something foul to me, then I just want to see you grow, become better as a person,
Because you can't just go around willing to share the information without knowing the dire consequences.
Now, for Hero's case, I've said this to him before, and I realize he's not going to grow. He's not going to change. He's just going to continue to be stagnant. He's going to be the same way constantly, all the time. Projection. So that's why I said he's like the Titanic. He's going to sink. He's a sinking ship. He already hit the iceberg. He's a sinking ship.
I want to give an example. Remember 2 years ago when I got exiled from the BHC?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then I got back in.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? I said I want to earn my respect. I want to
because I remember, I think Cherry wanted to put you as admin back again.
I even said to that person, I'm not sure if I'll bring his name up, but I once said, I'd rather earn my stripes than be handed to me
on a silver platter.
I'd rather be the member than, even though he gave me VIP, but I said I'd rather be a member, but he gave me VIP anyway. I think it was about a month, maybe 3 weeks, I got admin back again.
But you earned it, though. You earned it. And,
I know I earned it, but I was still cool to this day.
But that's how you properly handle things within your server and your group. And for people in general, you don't want to be told that you're perfect or you're this, you're that, stroke your ego all the time. Sometimes you have to take criticism, and it's one of the hardest things for people to do is take criticism. It's not easy.
And then I feel like, and I actually said the same thing to you as you do. Well, not technically, and I said this in verbatim of what I told exactly what I exactly told Liam about this. And now I'm gonna reread it again by verbatim. I've had enough of that for annoying too many fucking people on a daily goddamn basis, and it's gotten to the point that I don't want to associate.
Yeah, I heard about Putin. Yeah, he has an arrest. It's about time. Shit.
International court.
Fuck Russia.
But I feel like I just.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm hoping all this cost of living is going to end. I'm hoping that, because a lot of people are paying more money for electric bills because of the Ukraine and Russia situation.
And not only that, fucking Biden is donating trillions of fucking dollars to the Ukraine. And this is what I don't get. As Americans, I don't know if you guys know what's going on in America. Besides Anthony, I think Anthony knows.
I don't watch really politics.
We have a huge inflation. Cost of living is going up. Food and prices are going up double the price. You know, I went to the store to buy an air freshener, a Glade air freshener, right? Normally it's like $1.25 at the supermarket. You know that shit went up to $2.58.
I'll show you an air freshener real quick.
Okay, use the bathroom. That shit went up to $2.58. It's like everything in food products, they're all going. See, there's the air freshener. What name brand is that?
Strawberry.
Oh, that's the good, yeah. Whatever you do not buy Hawaiian or peach.
That's a pound.
Just don't do it. It's just not a good thing to do. Don't ever do it. Stick to strawberry or clean linen. Or spring. Yeah, that's strawberry. Yeah. Or apple cinnamon. That's a good one.
Why the price got inflated in America?
Everything is the meat is going up, the vegetables are going up, everything is going up, and it's because of fucking Biden doing it's his presidency is costing us financially, you know, and he doesn't give a fuck. Like, he's donating all this money to the Ukraine. What about us? We are struggling here, you know. Some of us has to pay double. You know, and I'm not celebrating Trump because I don't like Trump, but I'm saying when Trump was president, there wasn't an inflation. When Biden became president and the shit that he was doing, prices started to increase. The gas price started to increase. You know, it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Biden? Like, and then you want to donate trillions of dollars to the Ukraine? For what? For trading weapons and the alliance that you have? I get you have the alliance, but don't donate fucking trillions of dollars of American hardworking tax money to the Ukraine. The fuck? When you can give that shit to us. We need that shit more than they do. This is our country. They have their leaders. Their leaders failed on them. Okay?
I don't think any leaders would give a fuck about it, and even the analysts looking at the economic prices, they're gonna hike the prices for that due to the inflation that you just mentioned. It will end up being economically unviable.
Yeah, but if
it's like we I'm so sorry. I'm going at it. I'm sorry.
I said, so if Putin's got a warrant out for his arrest, does that mean that the whole cost of living will start ending shortly?
I'm
pretty sure they. Oh, so there you go again.
I apologize for that, but can I add to that? That's not the only thing, Kevin. The charge it will be a crime of illegal kidnapping and deportation of Ukrainian children.
Oh my God, I heard about that. I was like sickening as hell to file lodge, you know.
And I actually spoke to a guy from the state of Utah, and I do not wish to get him involved either, and I wish his name to be kept out of there. I actually spoke about just yesterday, actually, because Russia and Ukraine are not the only ones that even the United States of fucking America is dealing with the child kidnappings in Mexico.
Yeah, human trafficking is a big thing in America, but also in places like Mexico. And what's another place that they do human trafficking? In Saudi Arabia, there's a lot of human trafficking. And what they do is that they sell these children or adults to the highest bidder. Yeah, I mean, it's black market activity. And they buy these humans for property value. Like, they use them for whatever they want to do to
child trafficking.
to like big rich pedophiles who just want to use them.
No. Child predator. Let's just make it a clear distinction. Child predator.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It does not fit in the same definition. Let's just make it clear.
No, it does. Pedophile. What's more definitive than pedophile?
Pedophilia is for a medical term. We shouldn't be using that word.
Why we shouldn't use medical terms? That medical terms is accurate. Pedophilia stands out. Like, it makes it very apparent. People know a lot of people don't know what predator means, but they know what pedophile means. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how that stands for when it comes to child predatory behavior, but they know what a pedophile is, and that is why I say there's nothing. It's the same thing. Like, there's
But we are
what sticks out more is pedophilia.
We should not be misusing that word so much, because
I'm not misusing it. I'm using it correctly. These men, these rich executive people, are pedophiles. They like children.
Child predators.
Same thing. They like children.
It does not fit in the same definition. How many times must I repeat it?
Firelord, it means the same shit. It's the same fucking shit. A pedophile is a pedophile. A predator is someone who targets children, right?
Without a difference. But it is a distinction without a difference.
But it's the same. It's the same. Listen, it doesn't matter whether you say predator or pedophile. It's the same. People will resonate more with pedophilia because that instantly click in their head. If you say predator, some people are gonna be like, predator.
Well, I'm gravitating more with logic rather than just using the word pedophile.
I'm using logic myself, yeah.
But that doesn't make the same goddamn difference. I'm sorry.
No, we both are saying the correct term. It's just that we use it in different ways. Well, we use it in the same way, but we just use different terms to describe it. So you say predator, I say pedophile. It's the same shit.
But it does not fit in the same definition of it.
It does. These are pedophiles.
Girl,
what's going on? They're hunting and abusing children. Yes, it's a big thing when it comes to human trafficking. It's huge, especially in Saudi Arabia and Dubai.
But to move along with that, international criminals, international criminal courts have given arrest warrant to Putin that he's doing a child trafficking, illegal kidnapping and deportation of Ukrainian children. And this is exactly why Kevin was shocked about that, and I had no idea about that.
And what they want to do with the Ukrainian children is they want them to work in hard labor. So they work in dangerous situations with slave labor, no pay, no to little pay. Like a Chinese work factory, make them work for like a penny. And that's what they want to do with these children. Yeah. It sucks. It's horrible.
But I'm looking at the article as I'm reading this, and I'm actually willing to give this article within that if anybody wants to read it. But one highlight that I'm looking at this here: Russia is not a party to the treaty establishing the ICC because they do not recognize it because they claim Russia is their own country. They do not feel obligated to be there. But I'm sorry, but I feel that is going to be a treaty, and if they violate any of those, then arrest warrant can be put in place on him, and they cannot be returned, even if Russia does not recognize it. If they feel like they've been violated, that's their own fault.
Well, he already has an arrest warrant for and it's going to lead to an execution. That's what's going to happen.
Well, even one of their lieutenants, at least as far as I'm able to inquire, they felt disenchanted or actually defected because of the fact of what Putin is doing. And I'm not kidding. This is exactly what happens when their own soldiers are turning on him.
My thing is, and this is what I have to say, Biden, I get that you care about the Ukraine. I get that you want to help these Ukrainian citizens, and I'm all in support for Ukraine. I'm absolutely. Please don't think that I'm anti-Ukraine. I am not anti-Ukraine. I care about these people, and I hope that they have their freedom back. But do not send trillions of dollars. What's so funny, Kevin?
I'm watching the video.
Oh. They do not send trillions of dollars to a place where we as Americans don't have that financial sort of compensation to us. That's
that
our
video
tax money.
of Sonic escapes Area 51.
Oh,
Okay.
but for real though. For real. Yeah. We're struggling as Americans. Like, the inflation cost of living is going up. So don't think that by sending this money, like, what, to be honest, what has Ukraine did for us?
Actually, CTB, can I make a point?
Because
And I feel like
I don't know.
Can I actually make a point on something, CDP? And I feel like I need to use some references from the video games for that. Remember I think like one character from Metal Gear Rising, we have to deal with Senator Armstrong. He says the war is an economy.
And that's exactly what a war is.
And this is exactly what I meant by that. Because war is an economy. Because without that, there will be no war. But would there actually be a war on terror that he wouldn't necessarily refer to? I'm not entirely sure about that. But I don't think I would rule out either.
For me, it's like, I get you want to help Ukraine, that's fine. But think about us. Think about what we're going through as Americans. If we are in a state where our country is not all together and cost of living is going up, food is going up, gas is going up, transportation is going up, why do you think it's in your best interest to send trillions of dollars of our tax money to the Ukraine when we as Americans are struggling as it is with the high prices? Tell me, does that make any sense?
Because since the Ukraine ended, the war now, it'll probably stop, I hope.
But the damage is already done. I mean, that's trillions of dollars that was sent over that Biden did. And that's all of our tax money.
There's that. UK's done the same thing.
And it's like, the cost of living here is not going to decrease. It's going to increase. Because then because let me tell you why. They got to reimburse what they have given. And that means to reimburse, you got to increase the price. Because you got to make the money back that you sent. It's like getting a loan, you know?
Well, over here, we keep the money that we're being given.
Working people's money. Yeah, exactly. Working people's money. Hardworking, tax-paying, from the rich and to the poor, all the money that's going in. It's going to finance for the Ukraine. Again, I don't mind that. But just think of us here as Americans, Biden.
If I'm gonna be honest here, and I don't mean to go off on this, but it will end up becoming a Great Depression 2.0.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
But even if you think that isn't gonna happen, well, think about
it will never get to that point because we'll kick the president out. We'll impeach them. It will never get to that point.
Well, think about this clearly, and I'm saying this in a hypothetical sense. If the Great Depression 2.0 were to happen, even as they sent trillions of dollars towards Ukraine, and the Great Depression ends up kicking up like that, like out of whim, due to the fact that he spent too many goddamn money to assist them, then 2.0 of the Great Depression will end up happening just like how it will happen, except it happens on a different set of circumstances. And I'm not trying to say that this would eventually happen, ZDB. I'm saying that if they're misusing a money for something else, when it should have been going towards Americans that haven't paid taxes, who doesn't do anything illegal, they do it.
They won't happen because that's what the Treasury is there for. Like they're not going to let that happen to where we give everything of our finance to another country. That's not going to happen. But the problem is Biden has give a very large portion of our money that we built as Americans to a country that hasn't really give back to us. Like the Ukraine hasn't really done anything for us to say, okay, yeah, they're worth, sending this amount because they have given us this thing back. They haven't did that. They're just a country that has an alliance with the Americans. The people are under attack by Russia. And as Americans, we always try to help our allies as much as we can. That's why we're allies. But think about what you're doing in terms of how it's going to affect us directly as Americans. While you're giving your generosity, you're also harming our finance. And that's not okay. It's supposed to be an equilibrium. And if you're costing us to go to another inflation, that's not okay. It's not okay. I'm sorry. That's not me being anti-Ukraine. That's just me telling like how it is, Biden. Like, come on, dude. Like, learn how to handle proper finance. Fuck.
I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. That's what
Anyway,
I call it was income.
I'm sorry.
All
I'm sorry to interrupt the file. I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna get going. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream too as well. I'm gonna say my final piece regarding the situation. Umbrella, listen. You are in a situation between a rock and a hard place. So everything that you've listened here, just know that I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to belittle you. I don't want to do that because you've been extremely kind to me, and I really do appreciate that. But there's just certain things, as a content creator especially, that you just have to know your P's and Q's. And if you're not aware of it, it can be damaging and consequential to your brand and who you are as a person online. So just take notice of what we say here. Other people may feel like they're attacking you, and they may have their personal reasons. But for me, that's just what I have to say, man. And I wish you the best of luck. So, more
And
power
you're
to
staying
you.
blocked on my end, Umbrella. You're staying blocked.
Yeah.
Yes, and I would say at my final piece on him, Umbrella. As of yesterday, you are officially blocked, and you're completely ousted from being part of the Crow Templars. This time, permanently.
Actually, I've got another meme. Umbrella, you are officially pink listed. There you go.
Pink
Umbrella,
listed. You're banned from the pink community. Oh my god.
Sorry,
ZDB,
I had a slight joke.
I know
Okay.
you have to. Anthony, before we end, you have something to say because you've been quiet.
yeah, Umbrella, I'm sorry, man, but I'm not trying to be rude to you, but I officially cut ties with you permanently. I gave you advice, but didn't take it.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
Yes. So ZTB, I feel like we have said our pieces. You can end the stream, but please end the stream. But please end the stream because I feel like I need to speak to you about. I'm not gonna take up your time too much.
No, I have to go downstairs though. I have to go to the store real quick. So
All right.
I'm gonna end the stream, but just message me on Discord, and then when I come back upstairs, then we can. Yeah, you can say what you have to say. All right. On that note, guys, thank you for coming. See you later to the next stream or whatever drama that comes afterwards. Catch it on Fleek, bitch.